Seeking English S.A.T. Workbook, page 441, problem 1, no calculator. Does that matter? It matters a lot in this case. It matters a lot in this case. Okay. The book shows a pretty clear, complete, and compelling explanation of this problem, and I do suggest that you look at that. The added value of this video is to emphasize what you will sacrifice by getting the correct answer to this problem by inefficient means. Okay, now the book tells you what to do and it tells you why to do it, but it is difficult to emphasize in the book why it is so important to remember on the test. This is the expression they gave you in the book, that 2x squared plus 16x plus 6 equals 0. And as you should realize, the 0 itself is divisible by 2 into a 0, and so you can divide the whole thing by 2 to get this. Is it worth this? Is it worth reducing this thing? Okay, if you have a stopwatch, go ahead and time yourself to see how long it takes to reduce this expression to this expression. I'm going to ask you to run the stopwatch again on this other part. Okay, how fast I do it, how quickly I do it doesn't especially matter. Okay, if you want to do the experiment yourself, that is much more important. It tells you what the value is to you to reduce this to this before proceeding here. Okay, because you have an A, a B, and a C. Okay, if your A is a 2, you put in 2 here. This becomes 4. Okay, and this stays here as a 2, and you're going to have to calculate that later. And in addition to the lost time, there's a small but significant possibility that something could go wrong in the additional calculation. Over here, your A just disappears. It's 1, so it's gone. You don't have to worry about miscalculating it. Okay, and it's gone. Okay. From there, I go to the C. I put this 6 here. Y is for a different video. 4 times 3 there. And I put the middle term in last, which is minus 16 here, 16 squared here, which I happen to know is 256, but I didn't tell you that. Do you have a calculator? Don't use it. Okay, there. This over here is minus 8, and this is 8 squared. Okay. From there, everything is in there. You can see, maybe it doesn't look that different to you. It looks a little bit different to me, but it should be 8 squared. Okay, because of these larger numbers interacting with themselves and interacting with each other, expressions here get large in a way that they don't need to get large. I know that you know this, or you should know this. But again, I greatly encourage you to try this experiment with this problem and also with some similar problems in terms of, do I lose time by reducing it? I am almost certain that in no case offered to you in this book or in a comparable book will you be losing time by reducing the thing before running it through. Okay? From there, what do we have here? This is 48. There. This is 12. By comparison, and you can see that this is 4 times as large as this, not 2 times as large because of the interaction of the A with the C. Terrible, terrible. 8 squared, you probably already know, is 64, and I mentioned this was 256 over here. Okay. 256, wow, okay. There. Then you have to subtract the 48 from the 256 with no calculator, which I know you can do it, but your brain would much prefer to do this over here. 64 minus 12 is 52, okay? Square root of 52, I think you're going to find is a lot more manageable than the square root of this thing, which is, I think, 208. Try that. 208, okay? There. And you're gonna have to divide everything by 2 at the end of the process versus dividing by 4 at the end of the process. You're going to factor these out. Yeah, you could stop the video here. You're just going to watch me goofing off for the rest of the video at this point. I'm going to factor this out. It's going to be 4 times the square root of 13 times 4, I think. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So the square root of 4 is a 2, so it's going to be 2 times the square root of 13. Plus or minus 2 times the square root of 13. And over here is going to be, wow. It's going to be factoring 2 times 104 is going to be 52. Yeah, it's the same thing, okay? So Square root of 26. 2 square root of 26, and I know you know what that is, but it's a mess. It's absolutely a mess. This is reducible over here. This is a minus 8 over 2 is a minus 4, so that eliminates answers C and D, I think, in the book if you check. This is going to be plus or minus. This should be a 2 down here. Square root of 13, which should be one of your correct answers. Over there, you're almost there, but see how much faster it was here? It was faster. Does it matter if it's faster? Yes, it matters if it's faster, okay? Every second that you waste getting the correct answer by inefficient means is a second that you could have used to make the difference on some later problem between getting the correct answer and an incorrect answer. So time is points. It really is. Try this with your stopwatch if you do not believe me.